Hello there. Today is the 12th of March, 2020. It's been a while since I made one of these things last time, and today I thought I'd make another. So, as you can probably hear, my voice is like really sick, because I caught the flu. Like, around last Sunday, I started to caught the flu. Today is Thursday, so it's been a couple of days. And today is actually the first day it started to get serious. Actually, I thought since I'm sick already, might as well take the advantage of it. Making a video like this because it's not like every day um, I can have the voice like this. It's different. Might as well preserve it. Whatever. So I'm at home today. I'm not coming to the lab. I'm not going to the lab. Not coming. Because first of all, I'm sick, and second of all, there's a current pandemic, or whatever. Like everybody's panicked about the coronavirus virus, yeah. And also, I don't really have any experiment plan to do today, you know. So I thought I took a day off and stay at home. Anyway, let's, as always, talk about things I care about. I think we can talk about three things today. The first is how do you say the Canovus virus? Canovus virus, probably. Maybe I'm wrong. And the second thing is the stock market. And the third thing is my dating situation. Well, you know what? Let's make that four things, because there's one thing more I'd like to add is my research activities, because that is the reason I'm in America. I never talk about it in the videos. Excuse me. Yeah, let's do that. So first of all, the situation of the coronavirus virus is really scary right now. So in China, my hometown China, they actually got it under control. My cousin works in a hospital in Zhengzhou, Henan. That's the province I'm from. He told me that there has been no new cases. I mean, people are still sick. A lot of people are still sick, but there's no new cases in that province. So I mean, it's a good news because they got the spread under control, right? It's a great accomplishment accomplished by the brave men and women in China. They made a huge sacrifice, economy, and personal recreation, entertainments and stuff. So it's too early to say congratulations to them because the virus is not defeated yet. I mean, probably it's going low in China, but what if the rest of the world got really serious and then come back to China? You don't want to say congratulations too early, but it's a great accomplishment so far. But the situation of the coronavirus virus elsewhere, aside from China, is not looking good. Italy has already issued a complete shutdown of the country. It used to be just the northern part, but now it's completely shut down. I mean, Italy is like yay big, right? It's not really a big deal, even if you're shutting down the whole country. But still, some of the countries outside of China are finally taking it seriously, but I fear it's probably too late. So taking an example in America, where I think it's a little bit over 1,300 people infected, confirmed in America. The most infected state is Washington State. The second one is New York State, which is the state I'm in. And the actual number is actually going to be way, way higher than that because there's a inactive testing, procedure because people are not testing enough people. So I think last time I checked, there are like 50 people in New York City. Just the city is infected. The whole state is like over 200, but in my city is 50. Just to give you a comparison, in my hometown city, Shangqiu in China, when there were 17 people infected, the whole city is shut down. People can't go outside. The only store open is the drugstore and the supermarket, and every family, every house have one permission to go out every 2 days. Like one person every 2 days go out to buy the necessary stuff you need to survive, food and drugs and stuff. So that's what China did, and that's what America's not doing. I mean, NYU is shut down for the classes, but the lab are still working. Actually, I've seen like professors sending their students emails reminding them, oh, you can still make progress to your degree. If you have any problems, talk to me privately, but don't just not come on your own. It's crazy because there's already one professor in the law school in NYU is affected. I don't know what to say. It's really serious. If America keep doing what it's doing right now, it's gonna be way more serious than the situation China has faced, and there are ridiculous predicament about that one like 1.3 no like 130 million people are gonna be affected in the end. Wait, 100 million? Yeah, 100 million. So it's no kidding. It's like half of the population in America. As for me, I am having the flu. I'm pretty sure it's not the virus. I took my temperatures every day. I'm not having a fever. I'm not having trouble breathing. It's, all the symptoms are directing to a common flu. But, it still makes me scary, especially when I told my roommate this morning, because I felt like I have to, that I'm coughing a little bit. And they're like, oh, you should get it tested. Blah, blah, blah. No, hey, feel well, feel better. Take care of yourself. No, hey, how you doing? Do you need me to do something for you? No. Just go get tested. Go get tested. Oh my God. Like, that's why they're only roommates. Like, when I got the surgery last year, I didn't get one greetings or take care notes from them, even though we live in the same apartment. Like, they're just a roommate. Just don't expect too much from them. Otherwise, it's only gonna get, worse. Anyway, so that's what's going on in the coronavirus. It's not looking good. It's only gonna escalate from now. I'm wearing masks when I go out. I use Purell and soap to wash my hands as frequent as possible. I'm not actually quarantining myself yet, but hopefully I'll get some kind of permission from the university or my boss to do that. Because if I'm forced to stay at home, then it's fine. Anyway, hope for the best. One thing makes me really not happy. Like, take a breath. What was the word? One thing really console me is that my parents are probably gonna be okay. My parents, my grandparents, and family in China, they got it under control. So it's just me that I need to be worried now. All right. Anyway, yeah. See, if I do this in the lab, I'm gonna fucking scare people. All right. So excuse me. Let me have some water. All right, so the second thing I want to talk about is the stock market. Now, let me introduce you what I am in the market now. I have like around $80,000 in a bond fund, and I used to have around $6,000 in a bear index future, but I sold that like 2 days ago because I shouldn't have said it, but because the stock market is it's synced a lot today, which means if I hadn't sold it, I would have made a lot of money today, but I mean, it's water in the bridge. Anyway, let's talk about the stock market. So just give you brief information about what's going on. The Dow is is currently at a little bit over 21,000 points, and the recent high in February, just like a month ago, in February was 29,000. So that's an 8,000 points drop in a little bit over a month. Can you imagine that? Like, it's like 27% drop. Now, 20% is what you call a bear market, and we're officially in the bear market now. So, why the stock market behave this way? Apparently, it has something to do with the coronavirus, something to do with the oil war between Saudi Arabia and Russia. But most importantly, is because the bubble is gonna burst at some time. The debt is overwhelming, and it's been how long? 12 years of expansion. So I still believe in the economic cycles. So it's gonna burst sometime. I'm not surprised about this. I am disappointed about how I acted because I always sell things too early. But that's every time I feel like I missed an opportunity, I just remind myself how big of an opportunity I missed when I could have bought the Bitcoin around $3,000 last year. When you think about that, you miss. At least I'm not losing a lot of money because of the stock sink. So it's a really serious situation in the stock market. Remember when Trump said, he said, if the Dow ever dropped 1,000 points during some president's presidency, that president should be put into a rocket and shoot to the sun or something. Well, now, guess what? Just this week, the Dow dropped 2,000 points twice. All right, twice. There's a melt break, like some kind of a protection procedure where you have we have around a 7-point drop in one day. The stock market is gonna close for 15 minutes just to ease everybody's emotions, and that happened twice this week. All right. So by that logic, Trump should have been, put on a rocket and shoot at the sun, and shoot it back to Earth, and shoot it to the sun again, and shoot back to Earth. I guess it worked out for him because in the end he's still on this planet. But 2,000 dropped twice in 1 week. This is history. This is really history. I'm really glad I got to be a part of it. I don't know. This could be the first real opportunity to make money for me, because after a recession, after a economic bottom, there's gonna be an increase. So I have some money prepared. I have around $90,000 in total prepared to invest. Could be the real money I'm making for the first time in my life. Anyway, let's try to stay optimistic, all right? And don't hold on to the fact that you missed another opportunity to make money, because there are always opportunities to make money. You're gonna miss most of them by definition. So just be thankful of what you hadn't gone through. Yeah. So that's the stock market. And the third thing I want to talk about is, let's talk about my research activities first. So I'm in my 4th year of my PhD. Now it's March, so another 3 months after that is going to be the end of my 4th year. My plan is to graduate next summer. And briefly speaking, I have completed 2 projects on my own. The third one is on the undergoing, like it's going okay. And I've helped people in another group to finish their project, like 2 of them, and then a lot of little ones in my own group. So I feel like I'm not the best graduate student, but I'm okay, and hopefully I can graduate next summer without any delay. So since I'm gonna talk about my project, let's talk a little bit more detail about what I'm doing. So right now I am trying to accomplish a first ever DNA self-assembled crystal catalyst device. It is to so you have a DNA crystal self-assembled by the 3-turn triangles with sticky ends. And what I did is to first of all, of course, specifically design the sequences to make sure they can behave the way I want it, and then I can add 2 other strands. They're called TFO strand, triplex forming oligonucleotides. They're gonna bind into the triangle when the pH is low, around 5, and then at the end of those 2 strands there are reactors. It's called CMYK reactions. It's gonna be activated on a 360 nanometer of UV light. So so what this DNA catalyst device can do is to basically concentrate all the reactors together when they're in the same triangle, they're going to be really close, so the reaction is going to be easy to activate. And it's going okay, pretty well. I've already proved that the reactivity is going like there's a from like 15% to 70% of the percentage reacted jump. And I've tested from 0 degrees Celsius to all the way to 44 degrees Celsius, all different degrees of increase in reactivity. And now I'm trying to prove that this device can be reused, which means that I'm gonna do cycle reactions. I haven't have the proof yet, but I mean it's on the way. Hopefully I get what I want. There, I feel like I'm not really good at talking about my projects. I don't know what to assume, what kind of things you know, because if we're gonna explain from the very beginning of how molecules exists, then it's a rabbit hole. It's never gonna be filled. Yeah, so let's skip that part. So let's talk about my dating life. And it's not going so well. It's the same girl I think I told you guys about my last video on the 8th of February. And I just realized that, okay. So what happened was we've been going out for a little bit over a month. We've seen each other like for 5-6 times. We went to dinner, movies, the mall, my lab, and I thought it was going really well, but obviously she doesn't think so and I agree. It's like what's actually going on between two people is actually limited to the people who think it's not going so well. Right? Otherwise, the feeling I'm getting is illusions. So she basically told me that she's not that into me, and we're really different people. She's gonna take time to know me or whatever. I'm getting too fast. It's giving her a lot of pressures or whatever. It seems that that's what I do all the time. Now, I don't want to go over all the details about my dating life for the past month, but I want to talk about what happened last night. So I was chatting with her, like it all goes okay, I guess. And then I had to take a break to do some experiment. And when I get back, I sent her like 15, 20 messages at a time. Not like to just explain some thought I have in mind, so something I want to share with her. Like when you share something through text, you have to say a lot in the same time, right? Otherwise you're gonna be interrupted. And I, for the love of God, did not expect what her response was gonna be. Oh, you scared me. You freaked me out. You're not sharing. You're just one-sidedly dump your emotions to me. I was like, what? Oh, like, for real? And she was like, I've never seen anyone who chat like this. You don't send 20 messages to someone. It's scary. It's making me uncomfortable. Okay. Yeah, it's one of the many examples that I gradually realized that we don't have in common. Things, we're different people. And I don't know what to do. I don't, like, sometimes I hate the fact that I'm a man, because it takes really little for a man to fall for some woman, as long as she's pretty, and then, that's pretty much it. And she's pretty, and she's not hard to be around. And she's not hard to be around. I feel like she's getting harder and harder to be around. But in the first place, she's really outgoing. She's really, just easy to be with. Probably, I don't know. Some girls are like that. They when they don't know you that well, they're really friendly and easygoing. But when they get to know you a little bit more, they're getting a little more defensive. It's like they actively do not want people to get into their heart. We're really different people. I mean, and it's not either of us' fault. It's just, it's not working out. When it's not working out, it's not. I'm not saying I'm gonna give up like right this moment, but I'm having that thought, and it's reinforcing after last night's chat. I was like, are you seriously getting mad at me for sending you 20 texts at a time, for sharing something I want to share with you? And she was like, yeah, it's making me uncomfortable. Like, when she has a problem, she doesn't even sugarcoat it. Like, I like straightforwardness, but Okay, I don't like straightforwardness. I think I like it, but anyway, I feel like if it doesn't work out in the end, the lesson to me here is to know that you can't fall for someone too soon. Actually, that's my own fault. I liked her, and then starting week number 2, I started to give her gifts. You know, necklaces, chocolates, big puffy pandas or whatever. And it's investment. It's like, okay, not to think about it. The reason I like her so much more than she likes me is probably because I invested. It's like the same mentality when someone in a stock market, when they're buying something and then it's dropping, but they don't want to sell it because when they bought it, they obviously think it's going to go up. Otherwise, they wouldn't have bought it. And when it's not going up, it's like a slap in their face. It's like what you believed is wrong. And they so desperately does not want to be wrong, so they hold on to it, hoping it's going to be, right one day. That's why it's so hard to invest, because you always have to fight your inner instinct, which is wrong most of the times. Just you should sell when you have a chance to sell, instead of enduring more losses. And that's how it goes in relationships. When you like someone in the first place, you invest your time, your energy, your money, your emotions into it, and you don't want to let those things to go to waste. That's what I'm thinking right now. I don't want those things to go to waste. So I wanted to give it a shot, even though obviously more and more science saying it's, you guys are just not suitable for each other. I don't know what to do. It's not so easy to fix, because there's nothing to. Okay, I feel like when you're talking about someone, when you're talking about a person, except for those qualities or characters such as warm-hearted, kindness, respect, and decent, upstanding citizen, whatever. Except from those things that are universally agreed to be good or bad, all of the other qualities and characters are neutral in general. Like, do you eat a lot, or do you eat spicy or no? Do you talk a lot or no? Do you like go to travel or no? Movies or no? What kind of drink do you like? Most of the other characters of a person are neutral, which means that some people like them, some people don't care, some people don't like them. And there's nothing wrong with that. Either choice, whether you like or don't care, are justified, because that's your preference. And what I'm saying is that it seems that this particular girl that I run into, just happens to dislike most of my neutral qualities. I mean, I have a lot of good qualities. I'm somewhat handsome. Well, like not bad looking. That's the best I want to go. I'm smart. Obviously. I'm tall enough. And yeah, it's pretty much. I don't know. I'm not awkward, and I'm financially responsible. I have good handwriting. I have a lot of good qualities that she likes. Obviously, otherwise she wouldn't have still going out with me. But a lot of the qualities I'm completely okay with. A lot of people are probably going to be completely fine or even like it, are just negative points to her. Yeah, that's become clear to me every day. And I know people say when they say that you should work on a relationship, you should make changes for the other person, otherwise you're just too selfish. But what's the limit? What's the threshold of, if you should, like if it's this much, like if this is a threshold, and if it is this much change you have to make, you should make it. If there's this much change you have to make it, you don't, you shouldn't make it. You should just go for someone else. Where is this threshold? I don't know. I've never been to a relationship where I have to make a lot of changes myself. The only relationship I've been to is, someone was interested in me first. I just go along with it. That makes me sound like a big dick, but it's true. Anyway, let's see how that goes. I don't know. I'm easily discouraged. I am selfish, and I think I'm justified to be selfish. So maybe when one day I realize that there's just too much things she doesn't like about me that I'm okay with. It's not like I'm lazy or I'm, it's not like I don't like those qualities either. I want to change, so she's like helping me change it. No, it's like I'm completely fine with sending 20 messages to someone in a chat because she doesn't want me to call her. She was like, I'm not familiar with you. Let's not call each other. And how are you supposed to share something that is a little bit more complicated than that it can't be inscribed in one message? I'm completely fine with that, but she's not. Like, okay, maybe one day when there's enough things that I'm okay with, she's not, I'll eventually end it. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it's sad. I'm really sucked at relationships. And I don't want to be. I want to have someone who I care about and care about me, and then experience things in life together. And my philosophy is that the sooner I met that person, the more time I have to spend with her. Because there's only a limited amount of time you have on this planet. If I meet her in 10 years from now, I have 10 years less to spend with her. It's sad. So I want to, maybe that's my problem. I just want to meet someone too soon. And when I find someone that is, good enough without knowing her too well, I just got too invested. That's my problem. It's easy to talk about other people's problem when you're like in a third person point of view, but it's hard to actually change that when you're the experiencer. Yeah, that's all I want to talk about today. So, yeah. So since since my voice is like this, might as well sing something. To just to get a record. So let's sing. I recently learned a new song. It's named "How I'm Supposed to Live Without You" by Michael Bolton. Funny enough, I first learned this song, a different version of this song, in a show I really liked called Last Week Tonight, where Michael Bolton sings a song about the tax of the Internal Revenue Service. Yes, alteration about this song. So it sounds really good, and I later found out on the internet and learned the original version of it. So here it goes. All right, I need to drink something. I could hardly believe it when I heard the news today. I had to come and get it straight from you. They say you were leaving, someone swapped your heart away. From the look upon your face, I see it's true. So tell me all about it, tell me about the plans you're making. Tell me one thing more before I go. Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you? Now that I've been loving you so long, how am I supposed to live without you? And how am I supposed to carry on when everything I'm living for is gone? I'm too proud for crying, didn't come here to break down. It's just a dream of mine that's coming to an end. How can I blame you when I built my world around the hope that one day we'd be so much more than friends? Oh, I don't wanna know the price I'm gonna pay for dreaming. Even now it's more than I can take. Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you? Now that I've been loving you so long, how am I supposed to live without you? And how am I supposed to carry on when everything I'm living for is gone? Oh, I don't wanna know the price I'm gonna pay for dreaming. Oh, now that your dream has come true, tell me, how am I supposed to live without you? Now that I've been loving you so long, how am I supposed to live without you? And how am I supposed to carry on when everything I'm living for is gone? Alright, that was it. I sing so much better when I'm not sick, but, you know. Alright, I'll see you next time. Hopefully with some good news about everything. Take care. Peace.